What's good, guys? It's Ilsun4K, and today we're going to do something really cool on my channel that I've never done before, and I actually look forward to doing this again in the future with future projects. And shout out to Jeff, because this thing was his whole idea, because I never thought of this. Me and a bunch of the cast members from Deadly Endings, as you know, which is a film that has the Finishing Funds Indiegogo going on right now, which we'll talk about in this, decided to come together and just shoot the breeze about all the fun we had being involved with Deadly Endings. And it's rather unique because each cast member that's in this interview was involved in a different segment, as this is an anthology series. So I have no idea what the other two stories are like in my film. I was only there for my day of filming, and likewise, the same people on other sets don't know what's going on for the other stories. And I think that makes for a really unique tale when we all come together and talk about our different experiences and all the fun we had. And in addition to all the awesome experiences we had, we're also going to discuss the Deadly Endings Finishing Funds Indiegogo and all the cool perks you can get in it, from screen-used materials to autographed DVDs, Blu-rays. There's a whole bunch of stuff that we're going to talk about on here, and make sure you check the link in the description below on how to go to the Deadly Endings Indiegogo Finishing Funds campaign. And without further ado, me and a few cast members from Deadly Endings are about to talk about how much fun we had and how awesome it's really going to be when it finally comes out next year. Hang on, wait 1 second. Recording has started. All right, so Ron, tell me, what was it like being on set for a whole week behind the scenes? How much did you love that?
It was great. I mean, I got to work with people like Jack. Watching him work again,
He's masterful.
I mean, oh man, you kidding? The people we had to work with, between Dan, Jack, Eleni, even Shayna. No, Skylar was great. Talk about something. What is she? What do you think, Jack? What is she, like 12?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh my God, she was like a true professional. I mean, I've never seen. She just jumped into character the second they yelled action. Boom, she was right in character. I mean, Jack worked with her most of the time, so he was like right there on set with her the whole time.
That's cool as fuck. Yeah, she seems really talented. Like, just like what I saw in the trailer, or the teaser trailer, I should say. She seemed like she was really just there, like just snapped in. Like, I would have loved to have seen that, you know. And you were only on set for, what was it, just one segment, like that whole week segment, more or less?
Yeah, I was there from when it started to when it ended. Like I said, it was just, I was a little nervous when I first got there because I didn't really know anybody except Dan a little bit, and I didn't know Jack was going to get there when he did. And like I said, everyone just took me in. The crew was, it was awesome.
Yeah.
Just working with them was great.
It's a solid crew.
Everybody here's met the crew, and between Jaren, Chris, Robin, oh my God, it was incredible. Richard was great.
Yeah, Richard was solid. Jaren worked magic on my like, for the one day I was there, Jaren was kind of like leading the charge, you know. Richard was around, of course, but Jaren was like taking the reins and just had all these crazy ideas for camera angles, and the way he used, I don't know if you guys got to see him use the smoke machine that he had, but he had this little mini smoke machine. Doug knows what Doug's smiling right now thinking about that. We called it the forbidden vape on set because it looked like a forbidden vaporizer. It was remote controlled. Oh man, that was cool. Doug got to really see that firsthand. Doug got to hold the item that had that, and it was badass, man. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Jaren's awesome. Faith was great too.
Yeah.
Faith, yeah.
Oh, Faith was great.
Yeah. Great job on set.
Yeah. Faith, props to Faith. She saw a lot of continuity errors. Needed to make sure things were consistent, and she made. Let me put it this way: she really worked magic. Like, for the one day I was there, even she saw something with what I was doing and was like, "Oh yeah, definitely do that."
I appreciated that they ran a tight ship. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were taskmasters, but very friendly and polite about it. But I mean, it was professional from, you know, start to finish.
Yeah, you know, it's funny you say that, Jack, because I was laughing. I'd never been mic'd up before. Right? This was my first movie that I ever had lines in. And this I can't remember his name, but the guy who was in charge of the lavaliers or whatever they're called, because again, first movie, I don't know what they're really called. He's micing me up. He's like, "Well, this has to go on your chest." And I go, "Okay." And he goes, "Well, do you want to do it?" And I was like, "No, it's okay. You could do it." I said, "I won't sue you for sexual harassment." I said, "I don't really know what I'm supposed to do with this thing. You just do it all, you know." I said, but don't turn it around and say she made me go up her shirt. So you know what I mean? Like, it was an interesting conversation with him. They were really very professional and very polite and really very ethical, I want to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Albie Garcia. He was the sound guy.
He was great. He was great. We had a lot of fun, a lot of laughs.
Yeah, sound guys were really cool. The whole atmosphere was like you guys said. It was a tight ship, but it was really lax. Like there was no point in time where I felt like there was like a gun to our head or like like we were being sweated or anything. Everyone just, I guess it's because we had the fortune of all just gelling together so nicely. But it's really just, it's incredible how a 12-hour day just flies by and doesn't even really feel like work sometimes. It feels like you were just hanging out with friends making a movie, because that was the atmosphere. Like it felt like everybody just knew everybody. I got to make some friends. I made a set friend, as they call it. I went back to the cast house and had a good time with Max from Chicago. And, we had a lot of fun. It was cool just to go back to cast house and see what that's like. And that's not something I've ever experienced before. But just, we all got along that well. They're like, yeah, man, just roll through. Jeff, yeah, man, it was definitely cool. It was definitely a lot of fun. I'm definitely blown away, and I'm not going to say too much. These special effects, if you happen to see those in your setup at all, that was magic. I'm not going to say a whole lot and spoil anything, but
Robert Bravo's the man.
Yeah, no, he is. Like, oh man, like he knows how to hold your hand and talk you through things without making you feel stupid, and that's kind of the whole atmosphere of the whole thing. But like, he was just so awesome. He went above and beyond, and I can't wait for you all to see like what I saw, because I know we all might have seen it, we might not have, but it's badass.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was definitely fantastic, Bravo, with the makeup and doing everything. He made me unrecognizable even to myself. Like I went into the bathroom at one point, go to the bathroom, and looked up in the mirror, and I was like, I just didn't even recognize myself. Like, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Bravo.
Yeah, even the small touches. Like, I mean, there was not a lot of. Well, I guess I'll have to see the finished product. But in terms of like practical effects, there was one in particular that I won't comment on. But it was so small. But I think it'll make such a big difference in the movie. And so it's just this attention to detail. And I've been on multiple movie sets with Mr. Bravo, and I was most impressed with his work on this one, I must say. Well, let me take that back. I was very impressed with his work on this one. I've been impressed by everything that I've seen to this point.
Yeah, he's something else. Like, one thing you learn about VFX, or practical effects, I should say, is you really learn how much less is more, and until you actually see it in action, you can't believe how like less is more. That's the best. Without spoiling it, sometimes what you think is the most elaborate, crazy thing is actually not. Like just the tricks they do to make sure things don't get stained are fantastic. Like the little things like that, you're like, wow, it still looks so good, but the fact it's just going to wash off afterwards from like any surface is cool. I don't want to give away any of his secrets, but it was definitely impressive to see how that's handled in a circumstance where they have to be like, hey, listen, you guys really can't stain anything here. You got to make sure it's all washable, wipeable, clean-upable, doesn't distorts anyone's face or skin. It was something else. I feel like Doug had a really cool effect too. I can't wait for you to see what happened there. That was really incredible.
Yeah, it was phenomenal. And then you also have to worry about like allergic reactions, irritations, all of those things, And yeah, he's really on top of it. And he's, I think, having isn't he doing like a master class soon?
Yes. Everybody should check that out. I'll make sure to post a link in the description of this video if that master class is still going on, which I think it is, but I'll make sure to post that. But yeah, that's something I wish I had the time and effort for, because I would love to just, from my own morbid curiosity, no pun intended, know how it's done. Like I only saw like a glimpse into his bag of tricks, like the guy just had like literally he had a bag of tricks in a box. It was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah,
just such a nice guy to work with, so patient, and I hope he finds lots of success, because he's a truly talented individual.
Definitely.
Absolutely. Yep. It's funny. I got to be involved with his perks because I got to be involved with his special effects talents because the Indiegogo had a perk where I could be involved with that without spoiling anything, and I think that's really cool that there's this ability to help these independent films out. And not everybody wants to do what I did. Some people just want to get the Blu-ray or get something like that, and that's why I think it's really important that everybody does what they can now that we're in post-production, to let people know that finishing funds thing is going on. And if you're watching this and you still think there's no way for you to help this film out, I promise you there is. The link in description also for the finishing funds will be there because, I owe a lot to that. That helped me out a lot. And as well as, my mom, she was just like, I think I'm going to go for it. And next thing you know, she's getting, felt up by the sound guy. And, it was a lot more than she bargained for, That was the best time.
I was just going to say, for those of you who don't know, I'm the mom.
Yeah. I think everyone here is debriefed on
Too
that.
young looking to be.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. For anyone watching who doesn't know, right? I'm the mom. Thank you, Jack.
The mom who got felt up by the sound guy.
But yeah.
I did too, so it's all right.
There's the first time for everything.
I actually forgot I was mic'd up at the end of the night, and I think he forgot too, because he was like, "Oh wait, you still have a mic." Meanwhile, I'm thinking the whole night, I'm like, "Uh-oh, what did I say? Did I say anything bad?" Like, I've been mic'd up for the last 8 hours. Completely forgot about it.
I try not to draw attention to the fact that I'm still mic'd up because you kind of feel more important when you're mic'd up,
Yeah.
But what drew me to this film, I read the script and I'm like, this is pretty brilliant. This is really good writing, and I feel like this is a movie that is going to blow up in a good way.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is an opportune time for people to get attached to it. And based on that finishing funds campaign, I mean, there's props.
Yeah.
There's props that people can get, which I'm sure after this movie blows up, those same props are going to be way more expensive. If you're going on eBay or collector's shows, you have an ability to attach yourself as a associate producer. I mean, hitch your wagon. Hitch your wagon to what's the expression? English is my fourth language. Hitch your wagon to this post, to this train, whatever.
Yeah. Get on board the train, more or less.
Get on board the train now.
Hitch your horse to this wagon.
Whatever, right? While you can, because once this thing takes off, it'll be much harder to do that. So.
Yep. And you could also buy tickets to the premiere.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't want to hang out with us, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
100%.
You don't have to sit near us. Just come and see the movie. The movie's really cool.
That's gonna be an event. It's gonna be in New Hampshire, and it'll probably be in the spring, early summer next year.
Yeah, be a fun thing to do.
Yep, and like you said, if you don't get the props now, and there'll be more props available too after. We still have some, hidden away, so we'll bring them out during the premiere as well.
That'll be cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
So
definitely can't wait to see. I wanted a friendship brick from my scene, as we called it, but I found out he's not allowed to really put those out there due to their nature. So I was like, all right.
They're trying to unload a monster suit that Robert made for another movie that got used in this one, and I don't know if anybody's seen it, but me, Jack might have seen it real quick, but it's an intense prop. It's well made, and it's like you can own a piece of that in the movie, and it's really, where else are you going to get a monster suit like that for the price that they're trying to give it away for?
Yeah, man, it's a professionally made item. It's handcrafted. I've seen a glimpse of it, but I haven't seen it in person. It's one of those things that looks like if you see it in person, it'll blow you away just as much as the pictures do. It's cool, and it's really cool that, again, it's like there's an anthology thing. Like, I love anthology films, and the fact you can get a prop from each story in the anthology, that's really badass. Like, that's really cool that all the stories have something that you can grab, and I just can't wait for everyone to see it because, like I said, I have no idea what the other stories are really like. I've only, and I prefer that, to be quite honest with you. As much as I love being in the industry, as they say, I like not knowing. I like being wow, that's so cool. Death scenes, who dies. I don't want to know anything. I just want to see it, and I can't wait. And I definitely can't wait to go to the premiere, and I definitely think if people are interested in this, they should grab tickets for the premiere while they can, because I'm sure that's a limited thing. That's not something that's going to be around forever. There's only so much space in the theater, right?
Yeah,
I think Jeff said if we have to, he'll split it up and do a couple of theaters if he has to. Yeah. Different times.
Well, not only that, but the people that are actually holding the premiere for us, he owns about 22 or 26 theaters.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so if it's well accepted, he might spread it out into other theaters that he has.
That'd be amazing.
Yep.
You can see, even just from the teaser trailer, it looks really good.
Yeah, really,
color-
really good.
And that's just after a month, I don't know how much work they even did on it there. They got that out quickly, and just even those scenes look so good. I'm also like you. I don't know all the other two, I don't know, parts, episodes, whatever you want to call it. I don't want to know.
Yeah.
I kind of want to go in surprised, and so.
I actually, beside our episode, I came back down like a week later. I missed one last shot, but I had to come back down the week after for Felissa. I think that was the package. So I got to see a day of the package. Yeah, I saw Jeremy there.
Yep. Yeah.
That's
You were there
cool.
for that day.
Yeah. And that looked really awesome as well. Yep, really did.
It's going to look so good.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell the viewers a little bit about One Last Shot, since you brought that up. That's one of the parts of the anthology. I play the patriarch of a family that moves into this home, not knowing that there is a suicide victim who is still living in limbo in that home.
Wow.
And there's this power struggle that ensues between good and evil, and there's lots of twists and turns. And this is something like a cross between The Shining, in my opinion, between The Shining, The Sixth Sense, and the Amityville Horror, but written in such an original way and with such like outstanding performances. Not just mine, but Daniel John's especially. I mean, just knocked it out of the park. And I'd been with him in The Boy from Below in that movie, and what I saw, I mean, I was super impressed. I mean, the caliber of the acting, yeah, including with our young cast member who, liked to have a good time when the camera wasn't rolling, but as soon as the director said action, I mean, she was just so focused, and I think she'll truly impress. I think she's going to be a big star.
That's awesome. Yeah, I was me and Doug were in the same thing together, and it was really cool. I believe it was called Side Effects, right, Doug? That was it, Side Effects? Yeah.
Yep, Side Effects.
Yeah, it's a sketchy, seedy thing that really I just got immersed in, like the atmosphere of the environment and the whole set production of it all. Just it made it so easy to snap into that, right? Like, Doug, that was cool, man. The second we walked in there and you saw everything out the way it was, I was like, first off, I've seen this in real life. Second off, this looks just like real life. Like, I was like, I'm there. Like, whatever, again, without spoiling anything, it's a really cool thing that's just about, questionable individuals attaining things that they shouldn't attain. And, Doug was more involved in the acting than that. But speaking of which, Doug, you fucking killed it. That was a great role, man. Like, seeing you in the trailer just made me smile so hard. I was like, hells yeah. And, you have Jeff and Max did their thing, and it's got like slight tiny comedic elements to it thanks to that dynamic duo. But it was just everything was good.
Yeah, Santiago.
Yeah. Oh God, he was something else. That was like, wow. Like watching that man work. Like when his background and stuff like that, whole Walking Dead thing. Like, wow. Like
it felt very authentic, didn't it?
Yeah, it felt real. It felt like something I had seen before in my life. Like, damn, man. Like, like it was a sketchy, seedy thing, and it was a lot of fun.
It's sketchy. It's action packed. It's gory. It's really a lot in one little segment.
Yeah.
They pulled it off as well as they did.
I feel like it was probably, if I had to take a shot, probably the most overstimulating one of the bunch, because everything just happened. Like, first off, it's a tense situation, as you know. The other ones start off, it seems a little bit more normal, real life, but from the time the cameras start rolling until it's over, like, it's just like, I want nothing to do with this. Like, there is no, oh, what a nice house, I'd love to live in that house or something like that. No, it's like, I would never want to run into any of these people in broad daylight, let alone a dark alleyway. Like, it was awesome.
Angel was great. Joey was Max, Jeff. And you know what? Special shout out to Sarah, because Sarah, filled in. She was like a last minute, who, let me tell you something, was unbelievable, professional, and had her job down pat.
Yeah, she was great.
She came through in the clutch, and I tell her to this day, it's that's so impressive.
Mm-hmm. She understood the assignment and like just just snapped right into it. I mean, like, that was an aggressive woman, that's for sure, man. That was like, I was like, whoa, like, okay. Like,
Yep. Oh yeah, it was great. It was great. It's gonna be fun.
yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to see where props from that end up going out. That's gonna be the one I really think is gonna have some cool little like rinky dink stuff.
Yeah, I think I gave Rich my my hat, so I think he still has my hat.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's around.
I was just looking at Indiegogo, and that demon suit that you guys were talking about. It's only on there for $850. It's like 45% off. I mean,
Yeah, that thing definitely costs more than that to build.
It's a steal. Robert told me how much it cost him, and it's a steal.
yeah,
Sounds like a great deal.
Wow.
get your hands on it.
Yeah,
I would totally recommend that. I would totally recommend that anybody who's looking to get their hands on this, they do it now, because this is something that there's room for. Listen, the cool thing about anthologies, if you remember like Creepshow and stuff like that, there's always room for a sequel with an anthology. There's nothing about it that has to be consistent or continuous. Like if they made a Side Effects 2, they could. But they could save that for the next, like Deadly Endings 3 or something like that. You know,
Yeah.
as an ADHD kid, I love anthologies because it means I don't have to pay a whole lot of attention for very long. And I was like, all right, what's the next one? It's like, it's like 3 awesome TV episodes sometimes. And I think it's really awesome that we all got to be a part of that because, again, it's one of those things. I guess the best way to describe it is like Tales from the Crypt, where sometimes you see the bad guy in one scene. The bad guy in one episode was the good guy in the next one. Like they just brought reoccurring actors with the special guests and stuff like that. You saw a lot of really, really cool stuff with that. And that's the vibe I get for this project. I feel like there's a lot of room for, the whole growth of it and the future of it. And, the future of it is so important. And that's why, again, grab something now. Grab something from the Indiegogo. Grab something because one day we will be at Deadly Ending 6 and you will hold on to something that is fucking awesome.
Yep.
And look, for $850 for a monster there. I mean, for anything, that's a fantastic deal. I mean, that's for anybody who's a horror fan. Pick that up, stick it in your basement or in your living room.
Yeah,
or wherever.
seriously.
And
Take
that's a
inspiration from
talking
Doug.
point.
Yeah.
That's
Hey,
amazing.
put it in my heart.
Oh,
Go.
that's cool. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's a lot of official stuff back there.
Yeah, no, I got my shelf in front of me. I'm recording for my YouTube Halloween specials, so I've got like it literally looks like Halloween is here. Like I have decorations, things hanging, animatronics. Like it's pretty crazy over here right now. Like there's a reason the screen is on behind me. I don't want to spoil anything. Like it's cool, but that's another story. But yeah, man, it's one of those things where if you collect stuff like that, it's really unique. When people ask what is that, no one's gonna know right away. Like I know that's the Scream guy behind you. No one's going to know what that costume is until you explain it to them and be like, oh, it's from Deadly Endings. What's Deadly Endings? Sit down. I need to show you. Like, that's how it starts, man. Somebody talks about an indie film that you need to see, and next thing you know, you're showing it to everybody.
Yep.
I don't have a lot of exposure to the indie film world, so I'm learning a lot. But there is just so much work and so much dedication, and there's so much that goes into it. They're so professional that I wish we could call it something else besides indie film industry. Like it's I don't know. It's so enlightening, and I think we need to expose more people to these types of things. I've got to figure out a way to do it, but I think the Indiegogo and the way to, as you were saying, bring other people into it by them being curious. Oh, what's that? Oh, that's from Deadly Endings. Oh, what's Deadly Endings? Oh, look here, it's an indie film and la 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 and all these projects. It was just so amazing to me, so professional, and everybody just works so hard, and there's just such great talent. The talent is amazing. Like I never felt like I wasn't in the presence of professionals.
Yeah.
And now I'm. Someone asked me recently at one of these horror cons that I went to. Oh, so are you an actress? And for the first time in my life, I got to say, you know what? Yeah, I am actually. Yeah, I am an actress. Yes, I am. And, and that can happen for anybody. The exposure to the indie world, I think, would really benefit a lot more people out there. I don't know. But anyway, that's just my little take on things.
I mean, you got to look at the 6 of us here. I mean, come on. We've all started on the Indiegogo scene, right? All of us. I mean, Doug's got a little more.
Yeah, I
Of
go
the-
with. I'm an old guy. I go back a little further.
Yeah, Doug.
I mean,
Doug's got that old-fashioned style in him,
I mean, and Jack's like he's an in-demand guy right now, and he's kind of started off the same way we did.
I actually started in, if you can believe it, faith-based films. So, which is the
That's so
exact
cool.
opposite, kind of the exact opposite of this movie. But it's making me a well-rounded actor. But yeah, no, I definitely, I think Indiegogo is a great platform for filmmakers. It's a great platform for aspiring artists. It's a great platform for prop and film buffs. It's a great platform for aspiring producers. In fact, there's a perk, I believe, on the platform that allows you to actually get a producer credit for this movie.
I believe
Yeah.
so.
A producer credit, and I think it's only for $2,500, and it includes a ton of stuff, including a Zoom with legend Felissa Rose and all kinds of things. It's like several items. And so for anyone who has designs or ambitions of being a producer, I mean, what I've learned, during my stint as a professional film actor is that it's based on luck, it's based on talent, and it's also based on contacts and connections.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
have
yeah.
to do
Have
what
an
you can to get those
opportunity.
contacts.
That's the biggest thing.
Zoom with Felissa Rose. I mean, Felissa Rose is the one who brought me onto this film, not just as a lead, but also as a producer. And I only met her earlier this year, and we got along famously. And so, if you have, like I said, if you have ambitions or designs of entering this field, this is an amazing opportunity. You should grab that producer perk.
Yeah,
And it's
definitely.
people often find or people think that to get involved in movies you've got to have tens of thousands of dollars, you've got to do all this stuff, and I'm not saying it's inexpensive, but it's relatively inexpensive to get a small role, to get involved, to be a PA on the set, to come on and get involved with the filmmaking and meet people. And a lot of the independent filmmakers will be like, look, you can come on if you're willing to work, we'll feed you, all of that stuff. And it's a great way to get involved, to meet people. I mean, that's what I try and do in every film set I've been on. Meet people, make the connections, network with people, and it just leads to another thing and another thing.
Yeah.
Faith I worked with on a film called Macabre Mountain 2 years ago. Hadn't seen her again until Deadly Endings. It was great. And I knew how good she was on Macabre Mountain, so I trusted her on this and everything. But I also had a chance to meet a lot of new people. And even my dog is barking there.
Yeah, he was like, I want to be in it. Let me get a perk.
Yeah, so he's actually been in one. I did a remote role for a film, and he just kept barking, so I kind of included his barking in it, and I cursed at him and yelled at him and made it part of my character and part of the scene. So he's been in movies. So.
Yeah, it snowballs really fast. I got into this just because I was like, I have the YouTube channel. I was like, oh, cool, I can donate to a horror film, and I can, I picked the death perks. That's my thing, right? And it grew to a point where I've been approached and told by people, hey, man, like, you're meant for more than that. Why don't you, here's opportunity. See, and, I don't like saying anything out loud, but opportunity has come my way that I did not think would ever come my way. And I'm just crossing my fingers that all things stay the way they are, because it wasn't supposed to be like this. It was supposed to just be for fun, but you start hearing from other people, no, man, I think you should do this. Why don't you talk to XYZ, and we'll see what we can get with you, and that's how it goes. It snowballs real fast if you wanted to. At any point, I could have been like, nah, I'm just cool with it. But, the people that were saying things to me, made me think. I was like, there's more to this than just being the little mini perk guy. You can grow to this if you'd like. Just so you know, we have 1 minute left in this chat. I don't know why, because I paid $13 a month to get the pro version of this, and it's asking me if I'd like to upgrade to pro. And, well, I don't want to burn my house down too much. But I just wanted to say, listen, guys, it's awesome we did this. I'm really glad we got to sit together. It's great seeing everybody. Jack, Ron, my mom. I'll see you in 20 minutes in the next room. Doug, I'll see you.
Yep.
I'll see you.
Thank you for putting
Doug,
this
I know I
together.
see you everywhere I don't think I'm going to.
Dude, by the way, I'm getting a real Ashton Kutcher vibe from you. So you should pursue this. You should. I see the talent, and I see the look.
Let's
Thank
not
you.
make his head too big, Jack.
It's big enough.
Yeah, I
all
gotta
right?
live with him.
See,
You're the one who told me I need acting classes.
Hey, Ilson, see if you get the teaser trailer edited in here somewhere.
Tomorrow we'll play a game.
Well, like you were saying earlier, Ilson, about the family atmosphere, like you're hanging out, making a movie, and that's what independent movies are. Because I've been on plenty of Hollywood type sets, like Apple TV, like big productions, and it's the opposite. I mean, you're a number. You walk into a holding, which is probably the size of like a gymnasium,
Yeah.
and you're number 19. Go sit over there. You're 22, and sometimes you get lucky enough to hang out with the leads. But remember, they got trailers. They
Yeah.
get whisked away after every take. They're whisked away. I mean, sometimes they're cool enough where they want to hang out with the nobodies. You know what I mean? But for the most part, it's just a lot of waiting. You're waiting for 10 hours to hopefully be on screen for 5 minutes.
If that, right?
Yeah, and then even with the filmmaking itself, I think sometimes just the independent thing, just the necessity of having nothing makes you more creative. You know what I mean? You have to learn and figure out how to make these things happen. With minimal amount of funds and resources.
Yeah.
I think it's just so much more involved and hands-on in the indie world that it's a pleasure to be a part of.
Yeah, it is a privilege and a pleasure, and it's accessible.
And you have to have your heart in it, right? I mean, you're not going to do this for nothing, right? Like you have to really want to do it and have your heart in it. And that's what I find,
Yep.
in the limited experience that I have, is that everybody has their heart in it and everybody wants to see the film be successful and everyone in the film to be successful. That's what I found.
It's like building a house, for like a good cause, but also you're rewarding yourself in the process. And there really is something to this whole film family thing. I find myself working with the same actors and the same crew on multiple projects, and your connection it extends beyond just the film itself. I mean, I've made lifelong friends, from day one, even, during doing these faith-based films that I started with, people I consider my brothers, my sisters, and, there's a sense of family, the sense of community, and I'm very happy to be a part of it.
Yep.
Yeah, man, absolutely. It's special. It's something, and ironically enough, I owe Doug for being the one who kind of turned me on to this when I first met him, like Monster Mania, like in 2022. I was like, how do I get involved in something like this? He's like, well, listen, man, it's not the route forever, but you should really, if you're interested, you should get a taste. They have Indiegogo's. And from there, it's just, that's how, my mom got involved in this, and everything's blown out of proportion. That's how I met Ron, through the magic of the Indiegogo thing, being able to give back to this community that you guys speak so highly of is fantastic. It's almost flattering if you really take it the right way and you don't let it go to your head and you absorb everything you can from it. And that's why it's really just so cool again that for this film you have all these awesome perks to help it finish up and wrap up and make it happen. I'm just flattered and floored that I'm here. It's unbelievable.
And I would say that it's not every opportunity that you find on Indiegogo is worth pursuing. I mean, I think there's certainly some bad apples, and everyone knows that. But this is first of all, this is a film that's already been filmed. I mean, this isn't some
Fly by night.
Right. This has already been completed. The public has seen the trailer. We ourselves, as people who take this medium seriously, think this is a good product. Look at the trailer yourself. You'll probably reach the same conclusion. So, this is a winning endeavor, and you have an opportunity. The public has an opportunity to join it at this time.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I'll add on to what I guess a couple of other people have said already. The independent film world is really like a family. There's so many people who you see on film after film after film, and they really do become like family members and good friends. And it's really amazing to me how talented so many people are. And it's not just the actors; it's the crew. And they're so into it. And these are people who, people think of movies, as I said before, these big productions and tens of thousands of dollars. These are a lot of the crew members are working for peanuts, sometimes literally.
Yeah.
They're fed. That's about it. It's very little money. They're doing it because they love it. And they want to be a part of something. And everybody hopes that they're going to be a part of a film that hits it big. And I hope, believe me, I hope more than anything that Deadly Endings hits it big.
Yeah.
I think it's fantastic. But even beyond that, it's just having the experience and working with the people. And so many people, again, the cast and the crew deserve to make it big. And whether it's on Deadly Endings or something else, I hope that every one of you and every one of the people who I've worked with hits it big. And I cheer them on and I try and support them when they have their own Indiegogos and people I've worked with, and they're doing their own film. They're like, I'm trying to raise money. I always try and contribute even just a little something and promote their film because I want them to succeed. I truly do, and I will be as happy as anybody for them if they succeed because they and all of you are just absolutely fantastic, and it's so wonderful to be a part of all of these films and really something special.
Yeah.
So we're all like a family. Like I said, we've been in the same. Jeremy's the only one I really haven't been on set with. Like I said, I've seen Jack work, I've seen Ilson work, I've definitely seen Tony work.
And, we just run into each other at conventions, Ron.
Exactly, but it's all good because we know each other. So we just follow each other around. It's a shame Todd can't be here because we've all been like.
I know, right?
Everybody just follows the same people around because we're all passionate about the same thing, and that's what makes us like part of a family.
Yeah, we were just hanging out at the New Jersey HorrorCon this weekend.
Yeah,
so.
that was cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to meet you there, but
I didn't see you either.
But next time, I was over
absolutely.
at.
I'll be around. Trust me.
Oh, this year, I couldn't go make it this year, but I will be there in December 7th with Felissa Rose.
The market?
Okay.
Yep.
Nice.
The sideshow market. I would also like to plug number one, Ron. We can mention August 21st.
Yes.
Stream. Yeah. Stream's coming out in theaters. And like I said, I was just hanging out with the Levies yesterday. And oh my God, the guys are so great, man. They're just.
Friends, the Levy brothers, phenomenal. Just, the best people you ever want to meet. And it's been, 2 years, I think, since we did that film, right? Like 2.5.
3, it's like almost 3 years.
Almost 3 years, right? Yeah, something like that. So that's, go grab a ticket to that and go see that because that's, going to be big. And December 7th at Horror Sideshow Market in Jersey, I'll be with Felissa Rose. And I would also like to plug At the end of the month, August 31st, Saturday at Scarecrow's Halloween store. I will be there with John Abrahams from Scary Movie,
Yeah.
Meet the Pet, House of Wax, etc. And Mark Haynes from Stream will be there with us as well. So it'll be an autograph signing event, and it's the best Halloween store, really, anywhere I've been. So come on down and check it out.
I'll be seeing you there.
I'll see you there, definitely.
That's cool. That's cool. I'm gonna try to make that. I have yet to do a Scarecrows event. That's been on the list. I need to do that and Chiller. Those are the two things I have not done yet that I need to do in the con scene, in the horror scene. But good luck to everything on that. I'll be seeing Stream when it comes out. I've already set up to go see Stream again that weekend with a couple of people that have only heard about it but don't know what it is. So I'm doing my best to really put it all out there too. I want to see that movie do well because that just sounds like a fucking awesome concept. And that's how I met you, Doug. That's how I met you. You handed me a Stream flyer way back in 2022, and I was like, holy shit, this is incredible. All these people involved in all this stuff. It's cool to see it finally seeing the day of light, it's awesome.
I was in the movie theater today with my daughter, and, just to see the poster on the wall.
Yeah.
She's only 10, but it's they don't understand how impossible of a task that is to see something, that you had any part of, to be on the wall of a movie theater,
An independent movie at that.
Exactly. They don't know the difference, they don't know.
Yeah, shout out to Iconic for being the ones to be like, yeah, we'll give you the shot. Let's do this,
Yeah, it's a big deal. I mean, congratulations to the whole Also, JFR Media, Jamie, assistant director, and Seashells Productions, working, alongside Fuzz and a Lens. I mean, you're talking about 3 companies that just are the best people you ever want to know. Congratulations to all of them.
Yeah, absolutely. But guys, thanks for coming back for this second meeting. Thanks to my mom for organizing that, because apparently $13 a month isn't enough to get the fancy features anymore. Bastards. But again, I was glad we did this. This was recommended to me by Jeff, so shout out to Jeff, because he was like, hey, do you want to do this on your channel? I was like, absolutely, man. He could have made the first one, but we had the power outage, so that wasn't a thing. And again, guys, thanks so much for coming. It really means a lot.
Yeah.
You came,
Thank you.
especially coming back.
You're doing it.
Roasting.
Oh man, wouldn't miss it, Ilson. So, see these guys. I'll watch these guys as much as I possibly can. Doug, Jack, Jeremy, and both of you guys, Tony and Ilson.
Yeah, man.
Love you all, man.
We all root for each other, and we love each other. That's what matters. Like you said, Ron, we're one big dysfunctional family.
Hey, Jack, what's your next project? I got to follow you around, right?
I'm playing the lead vampire in Vampire Penance: The Atonement of John Wolfe. I've got a lead as a character called Torin in Alien Horror. That's the next Mahal movie, an outer space movie.
I may see you out there.
Cool.
I'm hoping to get out there for that.
Right on. I'm going up to Calgary for a secret project. I'm not at liberty to talk about yet.
Ooh, I love that.
Never been to Calgary. Aces and Angels is another movie I'm doing for a cool director out in LA. So that's the remainder of my year.
Well, good deal. I hope we run into each other. It's a
Likewise.
pleasure watching you work,
Likewise.
man.
I appreciate your support on set, Ron. After every scene I do, this guy is like in my corner, like, can't believe it. That was amazing. I mean, it's like just amazing support. Amazing support.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Totally. Yeah. Again, guys, thanks for stopping in. That was awesome. I'm looking forward to this. I think I might have to make this a thing I do for all the films I get involved with, because this was a lot of fun. This was really cool. I absolutely am looking forward to it, and I can't wait to see you all at the premiere.
Yep.
Definitely.
Right on.
All right,
Good
guys.
seeing everybody. Thanks.
Thanks.
All right, take care, guys.
See you guys soon.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.